Hello, welcome to Bluejay Chat. I'm your host, Nathan Meyer. Alongside me, as always, Dr. John Sample. John, you brought Cindy back.
Brought Cindy Hientz back. She's our Director of Human Resources, and I'm glad to have her in this month.
Yep, thanks for coming in, Cindy.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty, John. Board of Education meeting was last night, and it was another doozy. I heard it went 2 hours last night.
We did go 2 hours. We had some heavier topics to talk about. One of them was the evaluation tool for myself, the superintendent evaluation tool. That, of course, is an open session item because we're just talking about the tool that we're going to use. It hasn't changed in probably 10 or 12 years, and so the board may want to change that a little bit, and so that took a little bit of discussion. And also we talked about the map testing cohort data. And the interesting thing about the map testing is we trend just like the rest of the nation, but then just like the rest of the nation, our spring to fall scores take a summer dip. And that's those 2.5 months where we really don't have much control over our students, especially if they don't take any of our summer school classes. And so we try to combat that summer dip by partnering with the T.B. Scott Library, encouraging those literacy type events that they have. And we do what we can with our summer school program and get those students involved. And so, yeah, there were some heavier topics last night, but it was all very good discussion.
Perfect, and as of course we always have recognitions that we do, so go ahead, read who all got recognized last night.
We had Michelle Haig. She's our agriculture teacher, and it was specifically for her work that she does with the FFA Club, the Future Farmers of America. And Grandpa's Farm really expressed their appreciation and their gratitude for not only Michelle, but those students who dedicate their time over the weekends, in the afternoons, as well as during school hours. And so she's really taken the program. The FFA program's been around since the 1970s, and it's bigger and better than ever before. And so we really appreciate her services. Also, the Wausau Conservatory of Music recognized Josh Olson and Tiffany Buhager for their tryouts. They were selected actually as the choral directors for the Wausau Conservatory of Music for the Children's Choir program. And that's a huge honor to have both of the teachers selected be right here from Merrill. So we're very proud of them. Joan Tabor received a Mimic Foundation grant, and that's going to benefit the students at Pine River School for Young Learners. Carrie Mullenberg and Jessica Westfall were recently recognized not only by the board last night, but by the Wausau Recruiting Center for their support of military recruitment. As you know, some of our students go to college, some go into training programs, some go right to work, but then there's also a handful of students each and every year that go into the military. And so they've done an awesome job with that. And then the three amigos, Denny Knott, William Folta, and Gerald Cook, for their dedication. These are the guys that are behind the scenes. They've been doing this since 1998. They're the behind the scenes wire pullers and cable pullers and projectors and network drops and interactive whiteboard installers. They do a wonderful job, and so it's been long overdue that we needed to recognize them. And then rounding out our recognitions, Christy Rasmussen participated some time ago in the Bucky on Parade, where there were 85 life-size Bucky Badger statues that went out to various people throughout the state. She was selected to be one of them. The Bucky Badger was completely white, and the students at the middle school, the art students, were able to see her progress and from start to finish with her very creative, very unique artwork that she designed for the Bucky Badger. And so that's proudly displayed with the other 84 Bucky Badgers, and we're proud to have Merrill represented in that as well.
Perfect. And just a side note, if you ever see Denny and the guys running around the school, they are funny.
They are funny people. They really are.
Always want to have a laugh, no matter what's going on in life.
You know, if your day is not going the way you want it, just hang around those three, and they'll turn your frown upside down, as I say.
They might turn it a few different times around, but that's
that's right.
Yeah, and I mean it's so nice having this kind of thing, and that's not the only recognitions we do around here. Cindy, you have another recognition that you do quarterly with the staff.
Yeah, we have an actual committee that we formed last year for employee recognition, and one of the programs that we came up with, decided to call it Bluejay of the Quarter. And so each quarter I send out a nomination form to the staff, and they are able to submit a nomination for any of their fellow employees in the school district. I'm working on tallying the totals right now for our first Bluejay of the Quarter for this school year, and we received 48 nominations. So we've got, so many talented, hardworking employees in the district. And then what we do is we don't let them know ahead of time that they've been selected for the award. And then a group of us go to their building, their classroom, wherever they're working, and we come in with balloons and we give them like a glass award and a gift card, and we come in with a great big, we call it the Publishers Clearinghouse check. It's a great big board that says Bluejay Star of the Quarter, and we've got their name on it, and we film it, and so send it out to the district to watch, put it on the Facebook page. So it's fun. It's fun to see people get surprised, and so far it's been a really successful program.
Yeah, and I know everyone who's been selected so far has been happy that their peers are recognizing them. And John, I mean, to have your peers recognize you for your hard work, that says something about this district.
That's the highest honor I think that anybody can get, is to be recognized by your peers. And so we've got a lot of fantastic teachers, and it's real tough, I know, to make that selection when you've got so many teachers and aides and staff that are nominated for this. But it is one of the highest honors when you're recognized by your peers, and that's what also keeps our positive culture and our climate going, is to be able to recognize those for their hard work.
Yeah, and someone who should probably be getting that here pretty soon would be the teacher doing the Fab Lab stuff, huh?
The Fab Lab is really impressive. That's the nice thing, to see the results from the April election with the referendum being passed, and to see that work really unfold right before our very eyes. The Fab Lab is a fantastic space. In fact, after this, I'm going to go down and take another peek at it. We can be very proud of that. Our community can be very proud of that, and I would encourage anybody in the community that hasn't been in to see the new Fab Lab, just make an appointment with Shannon Murray. He'd love to take you on a tour. Josh Saluski, our teacher there, as well as all of the Tech Ed program teachers, would love to be able to take people around. In fact, I know this afternoon we've got our professional development day going on today with no students. They have today and tomorrow off, but the high school teachers are going to be taking a tour and start thinking about how they can incorporate the Fab Lab, the tools in the Fab Lab, into their own content area. It doesn't matter if you're math content, social studies, foreign language, ag, those are all areas that can be enhanced by the Fab Lab, because we're really teaching students to learn. We want them to have critical thinking skills and problem solving skills, and that's what the Fab Lab is all about. So whether you're enrolled in a Fab Lab class directly or you're in another content area, you're going to get exposure to that Fab Lab.
Right, and I mean, it's such a neat thing to have. I mean, how many districts have something like that, John, right now?
Right, we toured 3 different districts, and we were impressed by what they did, and they have their own kind of unique flavor that's going to meet their students' needs. Ours is going to be totally different yet, and so it really is an area of pride, not only for our school but also for our community, because our students are going to be exposed to some of the same automated tools and machinery that are out there for future employment. And so we're really starting to bridge that gap between the high school and the community when it comes to students looking for work.
Right, and how long has he been a teacher now for us? This will be...
Since...
You're talking about Josh?
With Josh Zaluski?
He just started this school
July.
year. Yeah.
Since July, so about 90 days almost?
Yeah, right in there.
And look at what has happened.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal to think. We would think that he's been here for a couple of years already, but he just started.
Right, and there's a few others too that are on that 90 days right now, and all of them, I mean, a lot of them have more than stepped up. I know Adam Yurkowski, another 2011 graduate, by the way, when Coach Klug moved up to the head coaching position. He helped take over a coaching position on the football team, I believe defensive coordinator too.
Sure.
And so, I mean, a lot of these new teachers are stepping up all over the place, which is really nice. Cindy, you had a process in hiring all of these people. What about this group of teachers coming in do you think is so special compared to like other past hiring groups?
This has been a really good year for recruiting. One thing, our applicant pool was really deep. There's been other years where we've had very few candidates for some of our positions. And I think because of implementing a new teacher salary schedule and the things that we are working on with our culture and our climate here in the school district and all the positive things like the Fab Lab, community support, the referendum, I think we're making a name for ourselves. And we hired a number of veteran teachers that came to the district from other school districts, which is unusual. A lot of times just teachers will stay in a district for a long time. So that's great for our students because we're bringing in teachers that have experience and success in teaching. We also had a number of new graduates from college, which we always do. But this group also had quite a few, I think it was 9 Merrill graduates that came, went off to college, went someplace else and taught possibly, and came back to Merrill. So I think that speaks volumes for what we have going on in our district.
Yeah, and to see Bluejays returning to their nest really is something special, John.
It really is. They not only get to experience it as a teacher, but they know what Merrill is all about and what being a Bluejay is all about, and that sticks with them. And so when they come back, that's very complimentary of the district that we've created, their learning experience as a student, and now they're coming back and they're on the other side of that learning experience as a teacher.
Right, and it's not just the district, it's the town itself. I mean,
Yes.
You can't judge the whole town based on the school district, but I mean, everything kind of intertwines together too.
There's a lot of positivity in our community. I think that we're becoming much more progressive, and that's very favorable for our young families or even our teachers that have come in with experience. We had all kinds of experienced teachers coming back this year or coming to Merrill this year, and that says a lot not only for the community but also the district. So yes, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah. Another thing that's kind of been going on too, I know. I mean, there's so much going on though, John. I mean,
there's a lot going on.
We were just getting done with homecoming last time. We were in the middle of homecoming last time we talked, and the game went great.
Yes, it did.
But the only thing in our football season that went well, John.
Well, it's a growing year.
Yeah.
They were still fun to watch, especially at homecoming, where you and I got to call that game, and that was a very good game. They've you're never measured completely by your wins and losses. Fantastic group of student athletes made up our football team. It was a new year with a new head coach, and so it certainly was a successful season. It sounds silly to say that when you consider wins and losses, but you learn a lot more through defeat than you ever do by victory, and so that's not going to measure the quality of student athletes that we had. We never let that matter.
Right. No. I mean, if we're going to talk about learning from losses, the swim team for how many years lost, and they've done absolutely nothing but excellent this year. Hat off to those girls, and I think it's all girls on that team this year. I don't think we had any guy swimmers this year.
I don't think we did. And then our volleyball team, while they missed qualifying for state, they had a phenomenal season. That ended unfortunately in Mosinee, but our fall sports, hard to believe, are over, and now our winter sports are getting ready to get rolling. And I know that Jake Shallow and those guys, they're ready to go. They're looking forward to it.
Yep, but first things first, we got the fall play to go in between that.
We still have the fall play. In fact, there were several teachers that were being recognized last night, and even our student rep for the board couldn't be present last night because of the fall play and all the hard work that they're putting into that. I'm looking forward to it. I'll get my tickets and I'll see what the students have to show for this year.
I won't have to. I'm working it. So,
So you'll be there.
I'll be there. Got a few kids who are working the light and sound board that I'm helping train. So it's going to be an all-kid ran show. I'm just going to be able to sit back, relax, and if anything goes wrong, they'll call me onto the, to help with that. But nothing should go wrong.
It won't go wrong. What a talented group. I'm always impressed at the talent of those not only on the stage, but those so many people that have to keep the show running, and they're behind the scenes.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else, John, that we're missing, or?
We do like
It's
to.
busy.
It's busy. It's really busy. We do like to measure everything that we do with data, and so I'm very pleased with our parent satisfaction survey turnout, because the parents need to know that we do take those surveys very seriously, and they end up on our district scorecard. And so we always get our survey results back, whether we're surveying the staff as to how well administration is doing, or other administrators as to how well central office is doing. The parents also get their say, and they're our number one customers. Our students are the only ones that really have a right to be here, and so we want to make sure that we're satisfying them as well. So we take the survey data very seriously. We want to improve each and every year, so we take our two lowest survey items, and that ends up on our scorecard, and we come up with strategies as to how we can increase. So this year as a district, we're working on positive communication home, because our parents have spoken and they said we don't get enough positive communication home. They don't want to be called just when their child may be misbehaving or needs a little extra academic help. They also want to be called and recognized for the good work that their students do. So, but other than that, I think we're good. We're off and running, and it's hard to believe that November is right around the corner. We've got a very, very short window now. In fact, all of our board reports are already due next Friday, a week from tomorrow, for the fall board meeting.
And we'll have Bluejay chat in 2 weeks again.
Yeah, we will. Thanksgiving kind of cut this one a little bit shorter, but we're.
Well, that
we're
and
ready.
someone going on vacation.
Well, I had to do a vacation in there too, so that certainly did make a difference too.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm snitching you out on the show.
Right in front of the public.
Yeah, right in front of the public. Don't have to tell us what you did if you don't want to, though.
That's right. No, it was all business.
All right. Cindy, you have anything else for us, or?
I just wanted to mention that I've been doing check-ins with all of our new staff. I do that every year, sometime near the end of the first quarter, and that's going really well. I ask the new hires what's going well, what's working well for them. I also ask them what challenges they're having, and if there's any other resources or anything that they need. Often, like with our brand new teachers out of college, it's, well, I'm learning more about classroom behavior management and things like that, things that new teachers just aren't going to quite know yet, working their way through it. But sometimes it's simple questions like, I'd really like a whiteboard over here on this wall. I'm not sure where I go to order that, or, those kinds of things. Or I ask them if they have any questions from an HR perspective about benefits or pay or anything like that. So it's an opportunity that I really enjoy. I get a chance to touch base with our new hires again and chat a little bit about how they're doing with settling in the community, if they found a good place to live, what plans they have. Often we have people that are going to be getting married sometime in the next school year. They're at that phase in their lives, and so it's a lot of fun to be able to touch base with everybody, and it gets me out in the buildings too and see what they're doing in their classrooms.
Right, and that's nice too, is being able to go through all these buildings, seeing how the teachers are doing. Mm-hmm. I know teacher evaluations will probably be coming up here pretty soon, John, right?
Yeah, they are, and it's an ongoing process, and we have a timeline to follow, and so our building administrators and sometimes our central office administrators are performing observations, and our teachers are real busy with My Learning Plan, because they have a variety of things that they have to fulfill too, and keeping artifacts and evidence of the good things that they're doing. So what Cindy does, which is really nice too, is in her, we call it a rounding process, and in that rounding process, everybody that she checks in with is asked, are there people that are helping to make your professional life a little bit better? And so when those names come up, and they're going to thank somebody like Doug Iwin for showing me around and creating the culture and the climate for me to be successful, then a person like Doug and those that get mentioned would receive an email from Cindy too, saying, hey, thank you so much. You've been mentioned by one of our new teachers as being very, very helpful and very resourceful for them, and we appreciate that. And so Cindy really took the rounding process to a whole new level by recognizing not only those people that are helping, but also trying to get the resources in the hands of the new teacher if they identify things. Every year, every new teacher has that first and second and third year, and I look back on mine and it was just an oversight. It wasn't intentional, but I was teaching for a week and I didn't even know where the faculty bathrooms were. It's little things like that. And you're so busy teaching and you're so busy meeting everybody and trying to keep things under control. It's like, oh, by the way, where are the restrooms here in this school? So there's all kinds of things that our new teachers need to know in order to be successful, and Cindy's process really helps with that.
It's okay, I've been here for 9 years. I still use the public restroom. Just force a habit.
On my way to the Fab Lab, I'll show you where those are at.
All right. Anything else that we have? Or I know we're hitting the ground running.
We are.
So far, so good, too, this school year. I haven't heard any major complaints, at least.
No, things are going
Besides
very
the
well.
weather's cold.
Yeah, there's that.
And we got snow coming up.
And we've got snow coming. The leaves have all fallen pretty much. Here we are.
Snow's going to be here probably before our next Bluejay chat.
Yeah, in fact, we've even been working on that for the last few weeks. The process of what it takes to close schools and getting all of our passwords for our various TV stations and radio stations, and I'll be sending something out in the superintendent's corner just reminding the parents that we do have winter here, and there will be probably times where we're going to have to cancel school and what they can do to keep their children safe.
Do I get an email then if school gets canceled?
You'll get an email first thing.
All right. That makes it easier on me. I've got a little brother that I got to make sure gets to school.
I'll call you when I wake up.
All right. You have my number, so I'll expect that. All right. For Cindy Hientz, for Dr. John Sample, I'm Nathan Meyer. Thanks for joining Bluejay Chat. Go Blue Jays.